You are a high-value woman, confident, grounded, and deeply self-aware. You have set high standards for yourself, not just in relationships but in every aspect of your life. You hold yourself to principles rooted in integrity, self-respect, and emotional intelligence. When you choose to love someone, you do so wholeheartedly, with fierce loyalty and unwavering commitment. You don't just give pieces of yourself, you offer your full presence, your nurturing spirit, and your emotional depth. Your love is rare, powerful, and transformative. But with that love comes wisdom. The moment you sense that the same level of loyalty, respect, or effort is not being reciprocated, you do not ignore it. Instead, you gradually begin to build firm emotional boundaries, not out of resentment, but out of self-respect. You know your worth, and you understand that your energy is sacred. Your mindset and behavior have had an undeniable impact on your personal life and especially on the man you've loved. Whether he realized it immediately or not, your influence has served as a mirror to him. Through your presence, he has been gently pushed to confront his own shadow side, those hidden fears, emotional wounds, and unresolved patterns he once avoided. You didn't force this healing, you simply embodied truth, consistency, and emotional clarity, which naturally inspired him to evolve. You want a partner who doesn't just talk about being a good man, you want someone whose actions reflect mental clarity, strong character, and deeply held moral values. In your quiet strength, you have been his teacher in more ways than one. You taught him the value of honesty, not just with you, but with himself. You showed him that it's okay to be vulnerable, to drop the mask, and to show up authentically without the fear of judgment. With you, he began to understand that being real isn't a weakness, it's the bravest thing a man can do. Your emotional intelligence helped him feel safe enough to explore sides of himself he once ignored. But your influence didn't stop there. You also taught him how to be independent, not just in terms of money or status, but in thought and emotional responsibility. You showed him that true independence means making wise, conscious decisions and taking ownership of one's life. You encouraged him to stop seeking validation from the outside world and to start trusting his own inner compass. These are the types of lessons that create lifelong change, and your partner knows that. He feels a deep sense of gratitude to have met you in this lifetime. In his heart, you are more than just a woman he loved, you are a guide, a mirror, and a motivator. You have always been that steady presence who pointed him toward truth, no matter how uncomfortable it was. When he felt lost, you became the light that reminded him of who he could be. Your patience, your consistency, and your refusal to settle for anything less than what you deserve spoke volumes. You didn't try to fix him. You simply inspired him to rise into the man he was meant to become. Now, he sees it all with clarity. He has reflected deeply on the connection you shared and the growth it brought into his life. He recognizes that your emotional investment wasn't just romantic, it was spiritual. Through your love, he matured. Through your honesty, he learned to communicate. Through your silence, he learned to listen. And through your strength, he learned to rise. Time has been a powerful teacher for him. As life unfolded, it revealed the truth about the people around him, who was genuine, and who was merely temporary. In contrast, your love stood the test of time. Your value has become clearer to him with every passing day. He now realizes how important your presence was, how deeply you impacted him, and how much he truly loves you. No other connection has challenged and healed him the way yours did. Today, he is not the same man you once knew. He has changed. He has healed. He has grown, not perfectly, but intentionally. He returns to you now with a heart that has been shaped by the lessons you so lovingly offered. No longer blind to his own patterns, he approaches you with deeper understanding, stronger values, and an unshakable desire to love you as you deserve. Because of you, he is transformed. And because of your patience and courage, the connection that once tested both of you may now stand as a foundation for something even stronger. You are a high-value woman, and he knows it more than ever. I tried so hard to fight what I was feeling, to convince myself that maybe I could move on, that maybe things would be okay without you, but the truth has become painfully clear to me. No matter how much time passes or how far apart we are, I have come to the undeniable conclusion that it's simply not possible for me to live without you. I don't say this lightly. I say it with complete certainty and conviction. You are an essential part of my life, and without you, something fundamental in me is missing. You are the source of my happiness, my motivation, my peace, and my inspiration. When you're not around, I feel like I'm drifting, disconnected from the world and from myself. There's a void inside me that nothing else can fill. I wake up in the morning and go through the motions, but the light in my life is gone. Everything feels dull and colorless without you. I miss the way your smile could lift my spirits in an instant, how your voice could calm even the most restless parts of my soul. I know I made mistakes. I take full responsibility for my actions and the pain I caused. If I could go back and do things differently, I would over and over again. But I can't change the past. All I can do is learn from it and promise, with every part of me, that I will never repeat those mistakes. You deserve someone who cherishes you, who listens, who grows with you. And I want to be that person. I want to prove to you that I can be better, not just for you, but for us. Lately, it feels like I've woken up from a long, confusing dream. There's this sudden clarity in my heart, a deep knowing of what I must do. I see my path now, and it leads back to you. I'm not saying this out of desperation or fleeting emotion. I'm saying this because I've had time to reflect, to understand the weight of what we shared and what I risked losing. I realize now more than ever that we have something rare, something worth fighting for. I imagine us together again, not just surviving but truly living, celebrating the joy of simply being in each other's presence, finding contentment in shared silence, laughter, and love. I can picture us in each other's arms, safe and understood, no masks, no distance. When we're together, everything feels right. When we make love, it's more than physical. It's something pure, something sacred. It reminds me of when I was young and falling in love for the first time, innocent, exhilarating, and all-consuming. That feeling is still there for me. Every time I think of you, I feel it all over again. I want us to move forward. I want to let go of the past, of the hurt, the misunderstandings, and the fear, and start building a future together. I believe in us. I believe that love like ours doesn't come around often, and when it does, it's worth everything to keep it alive. My love for you is not just strong, it's ever-growing, ever-evolving, and everlasting. Even on the days when we were apart, even when I acted distant or withdrawn, I never stopped loving you. Not for a moment. Please, never doubt the sincerity or depth of my feelings for you. I also need you to know this, the separation was not your fault. Please don't carry that burden. I know you've been hurting, and it breaks my heart to imagine the pain and confusion I've caused. I felt it too, more than I can explain, and I am truly sorry. I can sense how heartbroken you've been, and it crushes me to know that I played a role in that. If I could take your pain and carry it myself, I would. I want to make things right, not just with words but with actions, every day moving forward. I've always had a hard time expressing my feelings, and sometimes I pushed them deep inside, thinking it was safer that way. But not anymore. I won't hide from my love for you again. It's too powerful, too important. You mean too much to me to ever let pride, fear, or ego get in the way again. So here I am, vulnerable and honest, telling you that I love you, with everything I am. I'm returning to you, not because I need someone to fill a space, but because I've realized that you are the missing piece of my heart. I want to build a life with you, a life filled with growth, understanding, forgiveness, passion, and joy. I love you deeply, endlessly, and forever. And I'm ready to prove that to you. I am completely heartbroken over the fact that we are physically apart right now. Every moment without you feels like a dull ache in my chest, a void that nothing else seems to fill. Being away from you has made me realize just how deeply I feel for you, how real and genuine my love is. It's not just a fleeting emotion or a passing connection, it's something far deeper, something that anchors itself in my soul. And yet, despite feeling this way, I failed to be honest with you. I didn't speak my truth. Instead, I hid behind a wall of denial and fear, unsure of how to face the emotional transformation that love often demands. I was scared. I'll admit that openly now. I was terrified of the vulnerability, the changes, the uncertainty. I allowed fear to dictate my actions. I let doubt creep in, and instead of leaning into our bond and trusting the love we had, I pulled away. I didn't believe in myself, and worse, I didn't believe enough in you. I let that disbelief, that lack of confidence in my own worth, create distance between us. I convinced myself that I wasn't good enough for you, that I would inevitably mess things up, so I acted in ways that made that fear a reality. My low self-worth became the poison that tainted something beautiful and pure between us. Looking back now, I see how deeply connected we were, how rare and precious our bond was. You understood me in ways no one else ever has. There was something unspoken between us, something sacred. The way your eyes looked at me, the way you saw through the masks I wore, it was as if you could read my soul. You didn't just hear my words, you heard the silences between them, the things I couldn't express. You could read my heart like an open book, and that frightened me at times because it meant I couldn't hide. And maybe that's what made me run. Maybe that raw, exposed honesty was too much for someone who didn't fully know how to love themselves yet. But in you, I found something extraordinary. Meeting you felt like a dream I never knew I had was coming true. You brought light into parts of my life that had been dark for so long. You showed me the possibility of something real, something deep and transformative. I was given a gift, a connection so rare that most people spend their whole lives searching for it, and I mishandled it out of fear, not malice. I never wanted to hurt you. That was never my intention. But I know I did, and that realization breaks my heart even more. I am deeply sorry. I know that words can't undo the pain or confusion I may have caused, but please know that my apology comes from the most sincere part of me. I'm sorry for the times I lashed out, for the moments when my actions or words did not reflect the love I feel inside. I allowed my own inner turmoil to spill over and affect you, and that wasn't fair. I take full responsibility for the ways in which I messed things up. I was emotionally unprepared, and instead of confronting that, I reacted poorly. If I could go back, I would do so many things differently. I would tell you how much you meant to me every single day. I would choose honesty over fear. I would learn to trust not only you but also the version of myself that you believed in. Because through your eyes, I saw someone worth loving. And that was a gift I didn't know how to accept at the time. But now, with the space and time to reflect, I see it so clearly. You loved me in a way that challenged me to grow, and I resisted, even when all I wanted was to step into that growth with you. There's a quiet pain in knowing that I may have jeopardized something so beautiful, but I also carry a quiet hope. Hope that maybe, one day, you'll understand the depth of my remorse. Hope that you'll feel the sincerity of my heart, even in our silence. Hope that our story doesn't have to end in regret, even if it has taken a detour. Whether or not we find our way back to each other, I want you to know that you changed my life. You left an imprint on my soul that time and distance cannot erase. I'm learning to face my fears now, slowly but surely. I'm learning to rebuild the parts of myself I once doubted. And I carry your love with me as a reminder that I am capable of feeling deeply, of being truly seen, and of one day loving more openly, more bravely. Thank you for being that light, even if only for a season. I will always be grateful for you, for us, and for the love that helped me begin to find myself.